Oh, it's been a long time since I made a video. Hopefully that'll be changing in the future here. Hopefully get back into the swing of doing a couple videos a day. Eventually I'd like to be up to posting just one of something a day. Today, I'm going to go through, my wife and I have been playing around with this thing called Roll20. We're hoping it will give us more ways of getting back into gaming, which has been the goal of this channel the entire time. And we're hoping that it gives us options with our regular gaming group as well for gaming on off days or days that we can't normally get together or whatever. So, my wife and I are going to be playing through a campaign, the two of us, just creating characters and playing D&D. So I thought I'd go through making my character in a video. So I want to use nothing but the Roll20 system, and my books, obviously. It's D&D, the latest edition, 5th edition. My character concept is going to be essentially the female Thor. She's going to be a celestial-type fighter with a Norse bent to where you can see in the background here. I found a picture of the current Thor, and I'm using that as my inspiration. And I'm going to be using the Aasimar species as found in the DMG. Let me just find it. You hear my dogs playing behind me because they've been sleeping all day, so I go to start making a video. It's time to get up and play. Creating adventures, creating non-player characters. Creating new character options, page 285. Alright, so I've got it up to the Aasimar are. It's on page 287, or 286 and 287 of the Dungeon Master Guide. I'm going to set that aside and pull out the player's handbook. And we'll go through, step by step, what they say to do to make the character. Alright, step 1, choose race. I did, Aasimar. Aasimar. If I'm saying it wrong, it's probably going to give those of you who know how to pronounce it correctly brain bleed. For that, I apologize. I meant to look up the correct pronunciation before I started the video, but obviously didn't. So the race is Aasimar, Aasimar. Class is going to be fighter, even though we're not quite to that point yet. I know it's going to be fighter. Alright, so I've chosen my race. Choose race. Now, I always thought these steps were a little out of order, because I think you should generate your attributes before you choose your race. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Note these increases and apply them later. Record the traits granted by your race in your character sheet. Be sure to note your starting languages. Alright. Now, I haven't played around too much with Roll20 here, so I'm not entirely familiar with everything. I've poked around a little bit. So let's see. As an Aasimar, I will eventually raise my wisdom by 1 and my charisma by 2. Age, roughly the same as a human. Size is medium. Do we have a size? Let me see. Race class. I don't see anything for size. So I could obviously be missing an AC, XP, proficiency bonus, level, classes, background, gender, age, height, weight, eyes, hair size. We will go medium. Speed is 30. Dark vision, 60 feet. Celestial resistance. You have resistance to necrotic damage and radiant damage. Class features, other class abilities, class actions. Treasure and loot. Don't see anything for racial traits. There we go. I don't have a lot of room to work here, so I'm having to put stuff places where maybe it doesn't want to be. It's freaking one of my dogs out. So celestial resistance. Oops. Celestial resistance, necrotic, and radiant. Celestial legacy. I know the light cantrip. And languages I speak, read and write Common and Celestial. Alright. So that is everything for now. Next is choose class. Already decided that's going to be fighter. So let's go and find the fighter section. Okay. So class. I have one level of fighter. I get to pick a fighting style and second wind. Get a D10. I saw something over here for hit dice. What does use do? Hit point regained. Oh, I see. Because you can use your hit dice in the game. Oh, right now my constitution is -5, so that's kind of neat. All right. Class features notes. I get a fighting style, archery, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, protection, and 2-weapon fighting. I have, in our regular campaign, I play a Dragonborn Paladin who has great weapon fighting. So I'd like something different. Not archery. Oh no, I think my Dragonborn, I switched it up to defense instead to give him better armor class. I'm gonna go with great weapon fighting. She's probably gonna have a big old hammer or a big old axe or something. She has great weapon fighting and second wind. Proficient with all armor and shields. I guess it just must be here then. I wish there was a section for proficiencies. Oh, here we go. All shields for weapons, simple and martial. And tools, I start with none. Saving throws, strength, and constitution. Strength and constitution. I get D10 hit points, but all right. Skills. So for skills, I get to choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. I'm going to go with athletics and intimidation. So proficient, yes. And proficient, yes. And for equipment, I can start with chainmail or a leather bow and 20 arrows, a martial weapon and a shield or 2 martial weapons, a light crossbow or 2 hand axes, a dungeoneer's pack or an explorer's pack. Well, we'll start with chainmail for the armor. Looking up the equipment section. I haven't enjoyed a Dungeons and Dragons system like 5th edition in a very long time. And I've played them all. I go all the way back to the Red Box, so I've experienced Thaco and Encumbrance, and I don't really miss any of it. I really think they hit it out of the park with 5th edition. Now, I was also a big Pathfinder fan, and I think there's a market for both. D&D 5th edition, for me, just did everything right that I thought Pathfinder did wrong, and the things that Pathfinder do right that D&D 5th edition gets wrong, I don't think are as major. So while I really don't have anything against Pathfinder, for me, it's 5th edition. The biggest thing with 5th edition is when we all got together, my friends and I, we had visions of our characters, and we were able to create them pretty much as level 1 characters. We didn't have to start thinking about, well, at this level I'll take this prestige class, or do this, or do that. We had visions of characters, we're able to make them at first level and have fun with them. And that was very important to me. Alright, so chainmail is heavy armor. Chainmail has an armor class of 16. Now this was one of the biggest things for me, because I tend to play one of 2 types of characters. Big burly fighter types, or dark brooding wizards. And the problem with the big burly fighter types was I always had to worry about dexterity, because that impacts your armor class. Well, that doesn't necessarily happen in 5th edition. With chainmail, it doesn't care what my dexterity is. I don't modify my dexterity for wearing heavy armor at all. Heavy armor doesn't let you add your dexterity modifier to your armor class, but it also doesn't penalize you if your dexterity modifier is negative. And to me, that is tremendous. Because it lets me, my Dragonborn character has like, I think an 8 dexterity. So he's this big lumbering oaf, but it doesn't impact his armor class at all. And I really like that. So you have to have at least a strength 13 to wear chainmail. And it does put disadvantage on stealth. And I want to say it limits speed by 10 as well. Does it say it here? Pardon my sniffling. I don't know what's going on. I started doing this video and all of a sudden my nose started going crazy. Heavy armor. If the armor table shows strength 13 or strength 15 in the strength column for an armor type, the armor reduces the wearer's speed by 10 feet, unless the wearer has a strength score equal to or higher than the listed score. I am definitely going to have a strength of 13. Well, I won't say definitely. I'm hopefully going to have a strength of 13. Alright, so that was the armor. I also get to choose 2 martial weapons. I don't see her really being the shield type. There we go. Martial weapons. We have Warhammer. Weapons. Warhammer. Has a D8 bludgeoning damage. I wonder if it should be 1D8. I wonder. Which type? Oops. Having the type over my book. The Warhammer is versatile D10. Very nice. All right. I think she's also going to have some sort of an axe as well, but I want to look something up. This crit damage. So, I mean, as far as I know, the crit damage is just the damage that it does again, right? I also like, with D&D 5th edition, they've had a very reasonable release schedule. I have not at all felt overwhelmed by anything they've put out. In terms of financially. Critical hit, page 196. When you score a critical hit, you get to roll extra dice for the attack's damage against the target. Roll all the attack's dice twice and add them together, then add any relevant. Yeah, so it's being critical damage 1d8. It doesn't have a section for the versatile. That was fixed attack. I can always put Warhammer 2 handed. 1d10. Bludgeoning. 1d10. Then I will also take a battle axe. Battle axe is 1d8 slashing. And it is also versatile, 1d10. Alright. So I got the chainmail, 2 martial weapons. I guess I'll go with 2 hand axes. Hand axes are 1d6 slashing. They are light. They can be thrown 20-60. Oops. They don't give an option for ranges on the ranged attacks. Alright. Then I also get a Dungeoneer's pack, or probably an Explorer's pack. I think aside from my 10 hit points, that is everything for class. So let's see what is next. Ability scores. Now the way we do it with my group, we do the 46, and we'll keep the highest one, putting them wherever you want. So I've got this all set to go with 46 rolled. So for this one, the lowest is a 3, so I've got a 15. Right now, I'm just going to put them in here, but I might change them before I apply my racial modifiers. 14. Ooh, 11. That's pretty good. No crappy one yet. 13. I was hoping for a 17 or 18 for my strength. Instead I get no bonus. Last chance. 11. Well, I think I will change dexterity and constitution. I don't really see her needing a 9 intelligence. But a 13 charisma, 11 in wisdom, 9. And then as an Asimir, +2 to charisma and +1 to wisdom. So 15 and 12. Not bad. I was really hoping for a beastie strength, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so now I can start doing things like hit points. I start with 10, so my constitution would be 12. There you go. Puts my armor right there. That's nice. So that's the ability scores. Describe my character. Get the picture there. Pretty much what she looks like, probably minus the cape, but choose equipment. We've done that. The last step is backgrounds and whatnot. All right. So we've got the backgrounds. We've got Acolyte, Charlatan, Criminal, Entertainer, Folk Hero. Might be Folk Hero. Her coming might have been foretold by her clan. Guild Artisan, Hermit, Noble, Outlander, Sage, Sailor, Soldier, Urchin. I also like, they didn't really pull many punches. Like, if you look at Noble, one of their flaws, I have an insatiable desire for carnal pleasures. That's fairly adult. Not that I have a problem with that, but I know some people who do. I think I'm going to go Folk Hero. Destined for so much more. I gain skill proficiencies in animal handling and survival. I gain one type of artisan's tools, and I'm proficient in vehicles land. Where did we say those were? Tools. Vehicles land, and what kind of tools do artisans have? Let's see. Tools, page 154. Artisan's tools. Leatherworking, masons, painters, potters, smith, tinker, weaver, woodcarver. We'll go woodcarver. She could be a whittler. Woodcarver's tools. Equipment, a set of artisan's tools, a shovel, an iron pot, common clothes, a belt pouch containing 10 gold. I don't know where I'd put gold. Inventory. 10 gold. Oh, hey, puts her weight limits here. That's awesome. Now, defining events. I need a D10. Roll. Got a 10. Let's see. The defining event. You previously pursued a simple profession among the peasantry, perhaps a farmer, miner, servant, or shepherd, or woodcutter, or gravedigger, but something happened that set you on a different path and marked you for great things. Choose or randomly determine. The randomly determined was recruited into the Lord's army. I rose to leadership and was commended for my heroism. Let's see if there's anything that fits better for her celestial heritage. Stood up to a tyrant, saved people from natural disaster. I stood alone against a terrible monster. I stole from a corrupt merchant. I led a militia. I broke into a tyrant's castle. I trained the peasantry to use arms. A celestial fey or similar creature gave me a blessing or revealed my secret origin. I like that, but I think I'm actually going to go with I stood alone against a terrible monster. I think that sounds like something this character would have done. That is a defining event. Do they have? Let's put here. Stood alone against terrible monster. Feature, rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will shield you from the law or anyone out searching for you, though they will not risk their lives for you. Rustic hospitality. Now we have a personality trait. For that, D8. Five. I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Yeah, I think that I can see that with this character. I am confident and instill confidence. Next is my ideal. That is a D6. Another 5. Sincerity. There is no good in pretending to be something I'm not. The others are respect, fairness, freedom, might, sincerity, and destiny. I'll go with sincerity. She keeps it real. Next is bond. D6. 1. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. Yep, I can see that. Maybe she doesn't even know who her parents are. Maybe she was just found by the village. I have a family, but no idea who they are. And finally, flaw. That is also a D6. 3. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret, so I can never go home again. That doesn't really fit with everything else we've built. The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. I'm convinced of my significance, my destiny, and am blind to the shortcomings and the risk of failure. I have a weakness for vices of the city, especially hard drink. That's very Thorynn. Secretly, I believe that things would be better if I were a tyrant lording over the land, and I have trouble trusting my allies. I have a weakness for the vices of the city. Weakness for the vices of the city. Then we have, what, a trinket to roll for? Or not. Maybe I made that last part up. I thought D&D 5th edition you rolled for a random trinket just to enhance your background. Trinkets, page 159. So that is a D100. $15. A bright green feather. So a place I can put that. A bright green feather. And there we go. That is my new character. So I have to say I kind of dig Roll20. I think it made things fairly simple. I didn't really stumble anywhere. You know, I'm not familiar with it, so there's whatever things I might have stumbled on, probably my own doing. So what kind of resources do they have here? Nothing. Well, let's get rid of it. You know, I could probably put my fill out some of this stuff. Put my second wind in there. So now that we got weapons, what happens? Let's say I'm wielding my Warhammer two-handed. Warhammer two-handed, Thorynn, melee attack. I don't know what well, okay. I don't know what that means. 7 /10 versus AC. Then I roll a 7. No, because I'd be +4. 2 for my strength and 2 for my proficiency. So 7 would be... So you can see where they take my attribute bonus. 15 minus 10 divided by 2. Rounded down. I don't know where that other +1 comes from. I don't necessarily see the D10 roll. Unless that's the 3. I don't know. Because it has my proficiency bonuses 2. You can see that here. And it has my strength bonus of 2. That means I'm +4. Let me roll it again, see if I can get that. No, it says 9, but see, it says 9, but it's adding like 3. There, now I can see the code better. So the floor, 15 minus 10 divided by 2 is my strength. Plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Divided by 1e10. Well, now that would make sense if the roll was a 6 plus my bonuses. But what is the 7? I don't. So now it says attack 23, 19 versus AC. Why is it -4? I guess maybe I'll have to look up a tutorial to find out what this means, because it doesn't seem to make much sense. 11. Now they're both the same. 11. Attack 11. 11 versus AC. Damage 10. Bludgeoning. Maybe I'm being dense. Maybe I don't get it. But they have a place here I can go, so I'll do that. Anyway, that's the video. Made my new character using nothing but Roll20 and the D&D books. I think it worked fairly well. I have no complaints. I have some questions, but no real complaints just yet. Look here if I roll athletics. Result 6/17. What does that mean? Because my athletics is +4. 2 for my strength and 2 for my... And what does this mean? Pass. Huh. Anyway, I'll look up some help stuff. I think this is very neat. It seems all very dynamic. Is there a save button? 'Cause I don't want to lose it. The roller was pretty cool. I haven't played too much with the table. What does this do? Oh, it puts it out of the game. Well, that's neat. Where did it go? If I've lost it, I'm going to be pissed. So I hit add. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I started this earlier and then thought I lost it. So one of these is going to be partially filled. So that one, I can get rid of this one. And then we've got the actual character. Very cool. Yeah, I haven't played around with too much stuff yet. I mean, obviously you can import your images, because I imported this for inspiration. I don't have a purchased account yet, although I'm probably going to do a subscription service to get some of the cooler features. If my, I want to test it out with my gaming group first, see what they think. But I think it's very neat. I think at the very least my wife and I will get use out of it. I like how it's right here. I love the idea of a virtual tabletop. Yep, but anyway, that's where I'm gonna... This video is supposed to be about building Thorynn. We built her. This is her. Using nothing but Roll20. Very nice.